friendship, dude. Okay. So check this out, playa. Okay. The other night, I meet a fine lady at the Comedy Store.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. You know what they are. They're nice. And we're talking. She's like, oh, yeah, you're a comic. Oh, yeah, yeah. And she goes, I'm a big Theo Von fan. Oh, you know, I fucked with him, you know. She goes, really? You know him? I go, yeah, I mean, some of our clips have gone viral and shit. She said, I haven't seen them. And I go, well, I can call him right now. So I'm on speakerphone. I call one of the numbers. This phone is disconnected. Yeah. Call the other one. This phone is disconnected. None of the numbers work. And then I look at your name on it, and it's green, which means it's disconnected.
Yeah.
Right? Now I'm thinking, you have a new phone number, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Guess what, bud? I don't want it.
You don't? No. Dude, we had this pedophile dude in our town, right? Big Richard.
You don't say.
He used to bait us all with autographed Shaquille O'Neal stuff to come and spend
How
time.
did he get that? How did he get that? Were they fake?
I don't know if they were fake. We were, we'd never seen anything signed by Shaq. We were so excited.
Obviously, they were fake.
Well, it could have been a conspiracy, like he was working directly with the Orlando Magic at the time.
Shut up.
I mean, you never know.
Big Richard dude, and I remember.
What are you talking about? You said he baited you. What did you do with his bait?
He would like show, we used to go by his house and get stoned. He was a substitute teacher, right? And he was also 78 years old.
Was there any real teachers?
Way too old.
Is there any real? Like, were they all just like part-time teachers? Part-time should be in jail? Like, what the fuck is happening right now?
I'm going to do my Andrew Souls impersonation. No, man, I'll tell you, bro. There's had a lot of perv, dude. It's the bottom of where the Mississippi ends, man. It's where it's very silty alluvial soil down there, man.
Use the N-word, Eric? Yeah, with my friends.
Yeah, baby.
You know, don't dap him up. You're not getting it.
You're not getting
it.
Take it easy, Morgan Whalen. Yeah, take it easy.
I go to recovery meetings. I've been off most recently a little over 2 years.
Do you ever go back on?
Yeah, I've had stints where I go back on
and you don't control it.
It's tough. It goes downhill
No
pretty
kidding.
quick.
So
you think it's going to be easy.
You think you're controlling it.
And then you're damn.
Boy,
Yeah, you're
that's
doing
tough.
your go-kart and racing with hookers and stuff. It gets bad.
Just not to do it, right?
Yeah.
I got a good upper medium dick, man.
Yeah.
I got
Upper medium is
I got that candy corn. My shit built like a candy corn. Pull up a candy corn, Zach. Good, bro. I'm gonna get you up on game, baby.
It start big, go down small.
No.
It's the opposite.
That's exactly how it's shaped, just like that candy corn. Come on, get me a candy corn, man.
Yeah, click that one.
Just damn.
Okay.
Like that, baby.
Yeah. All right. So
like my shit's shaped like the piece that lands back on Earth after the shuttle goes up. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Does that work out good though? Like, because some girls,
bro.
Some girls enjoy different cocks, man. That's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Well,
at least the good thing about one
so
bet.
That's a chode. That's a chode.
No, my shit, but mine is there's a second story to it. My shit ain't no.
Okay, I got a chode.
Yeah, well, we went turkey hunting.
Someone got shot at,
Somebody got shot at. Yeah. But I think, we went turkey hunting this weekend. And we went with Michael Waddell. And so you bring up a picture of Michael Waddell there, Riley Mao.
Back there beating off, huh? No.
I don't know if he's that guy, really. Let's get to a picture there of Michael Waddell. Bro, that's Mikhail Whittle, okay? That is not how you fucking spell. There we go. We went out there with Michael Waddell. And now this dude hates turkeys. Is that okay to say?
He's the Osama bin Laden of turkeys, dude.
Yeah. He's Osama Butterball Laden, dude. This guy. So we get out there. What'd you think of it, man? What'd you think of the hunting?
Well, I thought it was I thought it was 50-50. It was 50% fun, 50% very, very boring. Terribly boring, and 50% really fun.
Yeah.
And Michael's also, like, to set it up, like the #1 turkey hunter in the, I guess, world.
Oh yeah, this guy could. Yeah, I mean, this guy could just shoot an arrow into the air and it would land in a turkey.
He won like a competition of turkey calling nationals.
Yeah, he was like, he's like one of the best turkey callers ever. So he's got that verbal on him. You know, he's definitely, he's like the Pavarotti of turkey callers. So he gets out there, so you kind of setting up, and then he's like in the distance, he's like, do it. See if you can do it.
Yeah. No, I would just do cocaine. That was really, yeah. So not just,
pretty-
yeah.
That's
it was
that's down and dirty, right?
Yeah. And this is, I mean, it was, yeah.
But you don't anymore?
No, I don't do it anymore, man. And I'm not doing
Is it too much? Too much to handle?
Some of the stuff started to get a real rattle in it too. I don't know where we were even getting it from in this country, but yeah, it started to make me feel like I was a mechanic. Teacher, so Big Richard, bro, he invited us over, right? So I go over there and smoke. He invited me and my girlfriend over. We met him at church, right? So I was like, oh, this is Big Richard who teaches us science sometimes, right? Yeah. And my girlfriend's like, what? And she couldn't turn her neck that good, actually, I remember. But she had, I think, early, what's it called when you get like stiffness in your back?
Like arthritis.
Yeah.
Early onset arthritis.
Childhood
EOA,
arthritis
EOA.
or something. Yeah.
Wow.
So she would always be like that, you know?
Yeah. Oh, you made it like Thriller, Michael Jackson.
Yeah, very much. Yeah. Yeah. So me and her though went over to Big Richard's, bro. So next time he said, well, why don't you just come next time and watch a football? I said, okay, Big Richard, I'll come over. So I go over there. He breaks out some weed, right? I'm like, I smoke weed. You know, I'm a child. I smoke it. So next thing you know, we're puffing out, you know, getting gassed out with Big Richard, baby. And he told me, bring your buddies over. Bring your buddies. So now me and all my buddies are over there. And then he took us to a Marilyn Manson concert, bro. Like somehow he knew somebody or whatever. He gets us. We're 16 years old. We're at Marilyn Manson. Like, we're fucking living our dream.
Yeah.
So one time we're over there eating steaks at his house, and my buddy Scotty is in the other room, and I went in the kitchen to get something.
D was like, I saw some gobblers over there.
Yeah, so there's another guy that was with us, and he's like I guess he's like a landman, you know. He kind of is like a, you know, part man, part myth. He kind of hangs out at the camp. You know, this fella named D.E. was his name. And that's not I guess it's not a whole name, but he gives you half of it. You know what I'm saying? He keeps his cards close.
Yeah, you kept saying dyslexic Ed.
I don't know what it stood for. I thought it was Ed, but he had the letters tangled up. But so we get out there and then we're riding off, and DE goes, I think I've seen a couple gobblers. Okay. And so gobblers are turkeys, I guess, right? And so there's always everybody saying, oh, there's a couple gobblers right around that bend over there.
It's a buzzword for sure.
Yeah, it's a buzzword, dude.
Oh.
Last year.
What were you having stress about?
Let me think.
Do you want to wear headphones or no?
Oh, yeah, you want to put them on? I didn't see you had yours on.
I feel like I'm alone here in headphone land.
Yeah, it is weird,
Oh,
huh?
now you're back.
It's like when you put a condom on and then the other person's just still looking at their phone. You're like, oh, this is weird. And the person, I mean, is a woman, too.
Dark art of eating spicy food or no?
Actually, I got a pepper stuck in my ear when I was young. And, you know, there's a lot of ways people naturally take peppers into the body, dude.
Right, right.
When you take it through that, you know, past that lobe, over that freaking lobe, baby, that's
some absorbent tissue in there.
Oh, dude. You know, you never really hear the same, and you always hear fire trucks after that. You hear people crying, you hear the devil walking, you know, once you've had that burn inside of it.
Put the hands in to get the bones out. Ooh.
You a doctor?
Yeah, I'm a doctor.
Why?
Hey.
That's dangerous.
It's dangerous. Because I got this.
Ooh.
Oh.
He's a strong guy, huh?
What that?
Get in there, big dog.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, wow, huh? Wow.
Yeah,
whoa,
wow.
Brother, you okay?
Yeah.
I got you, homie. Whoa.
Oh.
This guy.
Oh,
It's a lot, huh? Let me cover my eyes with this, you know? Face, you know?
And if you get some straight up, just couple mentals, boy, some straight up sawed off humans, you get them to, dude, you get them to straight up blow leche out their dome, dude. That's America right there. You know what I'm saying? And that's when I knew I was like, oh, I got some kind of a gift here. You know? I almost blew the throat out of this one boy. Almost blew the throat out of this one boy named Tot. T-O-T was his name. Kind of a bad name too to be mentally challenged, but also easy for him to spell. And I'm not joking. That's what his father said. And easy for him to spell backward and forward. Same name, Tot. So that's true, man.
Was this guy's his name was Todd?
Why are you so laughing at him?
It's just a funny sounding name. That's all. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
it was
so
pretty funny, I guess.
Tot.
Tot.
Yeah, let's
Tot.
talk about Tot.
Sometimes he would just say T-O-T was his name, but I knew it was Tot.
Yeah.
He would try to spell it out, and like he was tricking me.
There weren't that many female comics like when I started. Like now, there's like a ton, but I felt like
I was like you, Barry Sobel.
Judy Tenuta,
yeah.
Phyllis Diller.
No, there weren't as many.
So to a gay man would be fun because there's a feminine energy to him that would be like almost like having a girlfriend.
Oh, it's the largest Pomeranian you can have if you're a woman. Is a gay husband. Yeah?
Yes.
That guy used to tell us, right? He'd give you $30 just to tell you he'd been jerking off, this older dude.
What?
I remember when I was young. He used to say that. I'd be like, look, I'm going to tell you something, all right? And we'd be like, all right. And he'd say, I've been jerking off.
Give me $30.
No, and then he would give us $30 to keep quiet. Because we were children, but he wasn't supposed to be saying it to us.
Oh, he paid you?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not paying him for him to tell me that. I don't give a fuck. I assumed that when I met him.
Oh, my God.
But here was the thing, though. I never even got to this, dude, was that, so my sister one time, we lived together for a while, right? And this was probably about 8 years ago. They had this other dancer that worked with her, came over to our place, right? Stole our vacuum, right? She was on these Klonopins and everything, and then she got all fucking, warm under the skin one night on them pills and fucking stole our vacuum,
As you do.
I wasn't there when she stole it, but literally I could picture her probably trying to put it in her purse, like the stick end in the purse and the fucking huge vacuum hanging out, right?
Oh.
Dude, fast forward year and a half, right? I'm not even living with my sister anymore. I'm in New Orleans for a bachelorette party or somewhere, or Baton Rouge somewhere, or a bachelor party. They got a big money deal, right? They wheel in one of those cakes where the women pop out, like the fake cake, and they pop out and they dance, right? One of the chicks that pops out is the bitch that stole my vacuum, bro, right? So everybody else, I have no idea. I totally forgot about this.
You bitch.
Oh, everybody else is tipping these bitches and shaking both of their ass cheeks at the same time, with each hand, like they're, like doing a really fast.
Vote for me.
Yeah, like vote for me with both hands.
Yeah, vote for me.
And here I am in the background, and all I can think is that bitch stole my vacuum, dude. Bro, I had half of a nerve to just the whole time just make vacuum sounds in the back, just like. I was so pissed, bro.
What'd she do when she saw you?
Huh?
What did she do when she?
She acted like she didn't know. And that's the thing I don't like about people, I guess, that steal vacuums is when they see you, they act like you don't remember. Like, I'm not going to remember you stole a vacuum from. I wasn't on Klonopins. I wasn't on Somas,
How do you get away with a vacuum? Like, doesn't someone, if I was in an apartment building and I saw someone who was on like Klonopins with a vacuum just running down the stairs. Bless you.
Well, it's half of America. It's half of the neighborhood around here probably is on Klonopins.
What can they give you a vacuum? I mean, if you came over my house with a vacuum, what can I give you? The small 15?
I was going to say at least 30.
That's like I don't know. What if it goes kaput after they go down the block? I'm no vacuum mechanic, but I know there's a little fuck in there. And when you hit something up, the belt breaks. Like I used to have a Kirby vacuum, and they come with a package as a belt. I couldn't do it. Whenever the vacuum broke, my mom had to take it off and put the vacuum on.
Yeah.
And you got to be like a nation. You got to unplug it, or the vacuum will suck your fingers in. so nice to you.
What kind of
got a great vacuum?
Kind of Cuban can't fix a vacuum? That's what I want.
My mom,
undeniably cute. Bobby's
So
probably
cute.
Bobby. It's crazy. Even Bobby versus a black baby, I'd pick Bobby. And that's wild. You don't usually black baby wins.
Black babies
hands
are the
down.
cutest,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Paper rocks black baby. Black Baby wins every time, dude. But you do paper, Bobby, Black Baby, dude. Bobby beats Black Baby sometimes, man.
One time, the only game I ever went to for the Lakers was when Kobe scored 81 points. It's the only game I've ever been to in my whole life. And I shared like a bowl of peanuts in like some fancy club lounge. It was for players only, I think. And then I got a picture of Chris next to Chris Rock by the bathroom. And he was not happy about it. And I made his wife take it. Asked his wife to take it. And didn't make her do anything. This isn't a Me Too.
Who did we have? We had this dude named Brian Brian Purvis, the first wigger ever, and they don't have him anymore. They have a couple left, I think, outside of maybe Cincinnati.
Yeah.
But he was like the first white kid that ever wanted to be black, and they'd never seen it before. And they put him in mentally handicapped classes because they thought he was mentally mentally challenged.
Is that what they used to do with wiggers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't know. They'd never seen it before. So they put him in there.
Wow. I can
So they
see
had
that.
people that were really, people that were just, didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
Deaf people, blind people that were, free-base victims, all kind of stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then you just had Brian's Purvis just dribbling an invisible basketball, just wearing a fucking Charlotte Hornets pullover, starter pullover, Apex, and just blowing menthols and at people.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh man, we don't know what he has.
Is Brian still in an institution or is he out?
No, he's out. Somebody sent me a picture of him the other day. I think he's in prison somewhere, he's in jail or in or out of jail. But
Yeah.
I wish him well. He's a nice kid. He still looks the same. Had nice eyes. I remember that he had pretty eyes for a young fella that had a rare disease.
Yeah.
But he was one of the wildest locally.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
people didn't know what was going on. They're like, oh, we don't know.
Yeah.
Science doesn't know.
Yeah.
And he was just, nothing was wrong. He was just, he bought Shaquille O'Neal's rap album and he just watched Space Jam all the time.
Yeah.
And he listened to Boys to Men. He would just wig it up.
Rodentia, yeah. Once you popped up into like rabbits, I was out. When you know. Oh my God, bro.
Okay, buddy.
What happened? Was that a hate crime? Are we gay? What happened? I saw some images, and you had like a kind of a V-cut dress,
Yep.
and it was like about 10% of titty on each side,
Yep.
kind of gleaming out.
Yeah,
just
gleaming.
peeking out, boy.
Yeah, I
just
I
globing
brought it.
around the side,
Well, I feel like I'm falling in love, and I wanted to know how tall you were because I feel like I tower over you in these stilettos.
Okay, you can call them stilettos if you want. I call them working heels. I am a healthy 6'1".
Oh, nice.
Recently been tested, totally chill on the up and up.
Oh, well done.
Grew up in Covington, Louisiana, and our town's famous. Lee Harvey Oswald went to our middle school. Pistol Pete Maravich lived and died in our town.
Really?
Two good shooters. That's the joke that I use off of that.
I think I just thought this was the only way, and I did hair,
What do you
and
mean
I
you
just
did hair?
I spit into her hair.
Got it. Oh, right.
Yeah, and I'm not. I mean, this is just when I look back on it now. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
this is the only
Now,
way.
if you love a woman, you spit on their front side of their head. Yeah. So you weren't that
Well,
far.
now I'll just lick under their chin.
You were close. Is that a thing?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
If
called,
a guy did that to me during sex, I would not be able to stop laughing for like 45 minutes.
it's called the Virginia Mud Trail. Have you heard about that? It's
No, I haven't.
okay.
I thought it was the Nantucket wine tasting.
Yeah, it's different now. That's when you
When
had
the
a grape.
Nantucket sleigh ride intersects with something licking your face.
Yeah, that's when you eat grapes out from under somebody's arm. I think. And that's a Marina Del Rey wine tasting.
Theo Vaughn!
Hey,
All
John.
right,
How
good
are
to
you?
see Come sit down.
You bet, huh?
Good to see you. Oh,
Let's bang with our words,
all
huh?
right.
So
Do a little bit of. He was so old that.
yeah, he was so like the kids at school be like, my dad can beat up your dad, and I'd be like, your dad has more organs than my dad. But my dad used to bang your grandmother, and it was true because there was a girl in my elementary school class who my dad used to hook up with her grandmother in the early 30s.
Back to the secret, you know what I mean?
yeah.
My dirty little secret. And one time I was with my boyfriend and I had put deodorant on and he, I guess, licked or his mouth was
Yeah.
on something. And then I kind of opened my eyes and I just saw him go,
Yeah.
I was like, you know, when you get deodorant in your mouth, like it's such an unmistakable consistency.
Oh, definitely,
Because
dude.
it like part of your tongue like goes numb.
Oh, that's called dude, that's called the
That's not called.
I think it's called a Hartford back alley. Yeah. That's out of Connecticut. That's at Hartford back alley. When you actually lick a girl's armpit, you get deodorant in your mouth. You know.
And like, you know how it's like gets real dry,
Oh yeah.
like on your tongue.
Oh, because it's an antiperspirant, so it takes all the moisture out of your tongue.
All of a sudden, you just got that like sandpaper on the tip of your tongue. And I saw him because I remember he did it, and I like squinted just to look over to see what he was doing. He was like,
My buddy used to do that when his grandmother would be too loud. He put a little bit of deodorant on her tongue.
no, he didn't.
Yeah, he did have her quiet down a little bit, and she didn't mind it. I don't think is a little bit of attention. But one thing I want to say is this. So, first of all, which put you out of my dating class. I like a motel, you know what I'm saying? I like thin windows, you know what I'm talking about? I like it when a truck goes by, you fucking what type of truck it was just from the fucking Morse code of that window rattle. You know, you know, I like that thing. I like a couple of fucking flies in the room, you know? I feel like when you come in, you already have roommates. You just don't know where they are. You know what I'm saying? I like that fucking just dirty shithole. 6 and 4, baby.
Who got
Baby
6
Blazers.
and who got 4? What, is
No,
the
that
6
was
the
our
loss or the
schedule.
win?
6 is the win. You always do the wins first.
Okay, got 6 and 4. Got it.
Yeah, 6 and 4, baby Blazers, dude. And one of our players had to quit at 12 because he got a woman pregnant, dude.
At 12?
Yeah, and it was a black guy.
A
Some people were
woman or a
thinking it wasn't,
girl?
It was. He got a girl.
How
Who
was she?
They were in love, I guess, but they were children, you know?
Yeah.
She was probably 16.
Because he wasn't trying to get her pregnant by spitting on the back of her neck. He did it the right way. He knew how to
Look,
get it done.
I'm glad the birds and the beanstalk that I got came from a hairdresser. That's the one thing I'm happy about.
I used to work on this farm in the summer times outside in Natchez, Mississippi, and they had and this dude Don Blankenstein was the pool guy every year, right? And he'd come out there, and I'd keep an eye on him because the dude weighed probably 700 or 800 pounds, bro. You know what I'm saying? He broke the gate every time he come in. He fucked.
The lifeguard?
He was, you know.
How can you be a lifeguard 800 pounds?
Bro, he gets in the pool. Trust me, nobody's drowning, bro. All the water's out, and the kid who's sick is laying right there at
He
his
was the
feet.
boss at the pool.
No, he was the guy who came to put the cleaner in the pool. And so, but he'd open the gate, bro, and every time he'd walk through it and bring both sides of the gate down. Like he was just he was gonna die soon, you know, when you saw him. You know, so you treated him well. And that's one thing I like sometimes about seeing huge people. It reminds you how to treat other people. Because you're like, oh, this person isn't gonna be alive very long, so you would be extra nice to him. And so, but then Don, one summer, I'm out there laying by the pool, and this skinny guy comes in. You know, he could have fit through the gate with 90 of his, you know, quintuplets or whatever. And he comes through the gate, and I'm like, who? And he keeps talking to me. And I'm thinking the guy's kind of a, you know, peppermint hunter, bruh. You know what I'm saying? A little tender. And it turns out it's Don Blankenstein. He got the stomach thing, and he lost all the weight. And he was a different person, though. He wasn't the same. I don't know. It wasn't the same, and our relationship was never the same as when he lost the weight.
Well, no worries. Keep doing this. In a little bit, we're going to do an Aziz Ansari act out in case like we're at the same place
Okay.
and you have to rest, you know?
Was she on Tylenol PM?
She wasn't, so
no,
we can
she's
take that
22
part out.
and she's smarter than
But
I
being
am.
22 is like being on Tylenol
Basically
PM.
the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, basically, it's the Tylenol PM of age. But no, we will do a thing in a little bit where when this Tylenol PM sets in more, where how a man should behave around a woman.
A woman who's intoxicated.
Who wants to
See,
rest.
I almost said incarcerated. It's starting to kick in. It's
And
starting
make
to
sure you
kick
get
in.
one of those right, because the intoxicated role play and the incarcerated role play.
Very different role, different orifices. Frankly.
Totally different. Yeah. Well, you're
Like
tall too. It's not fun
Yeah.
trying to tall girl, really, honestly.
Oh no! Really?
I mean, here's the thing. I come in, I'm that fucking Polish bad boy. I roll in at 6 feet, you know?
Mhm.
I'm that Polish Nicaraguan, I'm that, you know, I roll in at that, you know, just that basic height. And so, and it's hard. It's definitely, you have to have a little bit more of a plan. You got to really want to.
Not a bad idea.
The Theo strand?
That strain, boy.
That strain, dog.
Makes you it'll cure Down syndrome, bro. I beat it.
How you beat it?
There was a lot of rumors in my town that I beat Down syndrome.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's inspiring, man.
That's how I felt when I heard them, because I didn't start them. And that's one of the things that's beautiful about sometimes being in a small town is, you know, it doesn't take long for you to hear shit yourself.
The best joke I ever heard, some guy said, I don't even know who said it. He said, when I masturbate these days, it looks like two white guys getting out of a submarine.
Hunt for the Red October.
And I thought that was the best joke ever. Here's one of my favorite jokes. What's the last thing you want to hear when you're giving a blow to Willie Nelson?
What?
I'm not Willie Nelson.
That's a good
I don't
one.
know who told me that. But God, that's a good joke, man.
Hate, I
Well,
think.
what? Well, you think?
I mean, there's just more. I mean, not in like a. If I know you know, but if I just see you, dude, walking by, yeah, dude.
More than you?
Oh, dude. I'm like, who's this? Bro, you look like a mechanic from Nordstrom Rack, dude. That's the problem, dude. You're like, damn, I didn't know Nordstrom Rack did tires, you know? This dude looks like a fuck. Yeah.
Hooking up with one of these guys, and I'm like, you idiot. You get to hook up with me right now. I don't do this all the time. I don't like hook up.
Yeah.
And I just was, but I was feeling so great that night. And it was such a fun night that I was like, I deserve this. I deserve
prom.
to get fit tonight. And so
I'm taking it behind the bowling alley tonight.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Break out the buckets of gravel in the distance. Let's you know. Let's party, dude. You know, fire
Get your
away.
rocks ready.
Fire away.
It's amazing. Yeah, I'm not totally sure how it comes together. Like what
There's no plans,
what
nothing.
the pomade situation is. If anything, like I'm so curious if there's like a dry shampoo or is there an LA Looks
Dry
gel?
shampoo.
Is this like a hot oil? Is there a
It might be a
tea?
VO5
Is there a
thing.
glue gun involved? I'm just not sure.
Oh, it's all, but the back is all done at Michael's Crafts.
There is. There is a very mysterious process involved in it. Like, can people touch it?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
It's petable, dude. And so many fucking raccoons come out when I'm out outside my yard. I'm not even joking, dude. So
They're like,
many.
Dad?
Oh yeah.
We didn't have a lot of Asians, man. We had a. There was a rumor of an Asian when I was first.
What was his name?
I'm not sure.
What was the rumor? What was the rumor?
The rumor was, and I've talked about this before.
Yeah.
I've talked about this before. They had a rumor that there was an Asian kid, right? And this is after, because we got a Latino kid. We got a Latino kid.
Yeah.
Named,
Not a family, just one kid.
Congratulations.
One guy. Nicholas was his name, and he had a little bit of light facial hair.
Nicholas,
Everybody
yeah.
was fired up about that. Fired. There was a lot of rumors and stuff going around about that.
Yeah.
Because people had never seen that on children. You know, it was like,
Wait, be light hair on the face?
yeah, like this.
Yeah.
People were like, he's trying to grow a sideburn on his chin. you
Yeah.
know? So
Yeah. Well, cool, Theo.
You wearing shampoo?
No, I'm wearing Gucci Flora.
Oh, whoa, a showboater, huh? I was just hoping you had a little bit of Garnier fructus in there.
Where do you get all those hamsters from?
that's it. Well, they breed them in our town. I used to work for this group. They used to sell tattooed hamsters and guinea pigs after.
They tattoo them?
Yeah, they used to brand them with concerts and raves. They would say it's tattooed just to make people not be as sad about it. But it was a brand, bro.
Of what?
With like heat and ink, bro.
For what? Like, what did it say?
311, Green Day, anything like of different bands that were coming to town. Toadies. Swear to God, bro. Toadies, Acid Bath. Who else? Raves. Whatever, bro. We used to truck these hamps into the city and vend them, bro. We did, man. Because there wasn't much work in our town, dude. You know, you had to get what you could get, and they had a man that bred hamsters, and then they had to do the tattoos, and they met up, and that was a merger. That's big business, you know. And they started
A merger?
They started doing it.
Man, I got me some 300 mouse in my house and shit. Like I was like, you know what, man? I'm a pretty
Like, we got a lady up in they close the doors, about 250 people in there. They have a lady at the front. They got her spread eagle, you know what I'm saying? Which I think should be our national bird, you know what I'm saying? Boy, I salute that, dude. I doubt any brothers would kneel if they let that thing fly across the stadium. I know that.
I hope you write that down. That's really funny.
Well, I mean, that's just what's going on, you know?
I appreciate it, and thanks, brother. We're not racist, or I'm not trying to be. You know, I have some flare-ups in traffic, but overall, I'm good. You know, I'm doing my best, man. I'm out here on the front lines of not trying to be, brother.
And in 1994, like 70 infected monkeys got out in our town, and the police came to YMCA summer camp and let the oldest kids leave to help them look for these monkeys, right?
Are you serious?
Yeah, and I remember like guys, they had guys with like rebel flags in their truck. I'm like, it's not a racial thing, guys. These are fucking 70. These are chimpanzees and macaws that are loose around town. You know, this isn't a gang that's moved in. You know, but I remember me and a couple of other kids. I still remember having a wet bathing suit on, cornering a chimpanzee outside of a Kenny Rogers Roasters with a police officer and 3 other kids, like rah rah rah, you know, by this drive-through, and this fat elf of a woman honking at us like we're ruining her, you know, dream shake she's buying or whatever, and her fucking cornbread while we're trying to save our town from a who knows what this monkey had
from a
maybe
Planet of the Apes apocalypse.
Yeah, maybe something Walter Reed missed.
I think one day Elon Musk is going to put a magnet in the sky, and they're all going to go right up there and just zoom to it, and we'll be cured.
Kind of amazing, but it'll
I think it could
lift up
happen.
cars also.
Well, sometimes you got to. Hey, dude, look, just select Toyotas, and some of them need to go.
I remember the first Wigger went to our school. I told you guys that before. The first Wigger, this kid Brian St. Pierre, went to our school, and they'd never seen it before, you know, and they thought he was mentally handicapped. They put him in. They made him eat the third lunch. You know, the third lunch, the special lunch where those kids are in there. You know, they make some of their own food and then they eat it. You know, to make them have a talent. And and he was in there, dude, this Wigger. So you'd have like, you know, you have like kids who really had mental illnesses and, you know, everything, all the DS and everything. And then you'd have Brian St. Pierre wearing a Charlotte Hornets pullover, dribbling an invisible basketball all day, bro. Just posting up mental kids in the lunch line, bro. They'd never seen it. They thought he was mentally handicapped just because he wanted to, you know, play with the brothers.
What are the words? Can you reveal what are some of the things that women can say to direct you in different ways?
Yeah, higher, lower, more pressure, less pressure. Can you go a little faster, please? Can you go a little slower, please? To the right, you know, to the left. Now slide. Now slide. No. And that was a joke I did use one time in the thing, and it got a couple people to laugh. And one lady even farted a couple people over when I did. I realized yesterday, how weird is this? Tell me if this is racist or not, dude. Because you're the closest thing. You're the closest thing we've had to a black guest in a while, dude. Is the U.S. postal system basically just like giving mail to a black guy and hoping it gets where it's supposed to go? That's what I feel like, bro.
Do you like the cooking shows?
I don't watch any of that. Yeah. That's more for women, I think.
Okay.
I don't watch somebody cook while I'm laying there hungry, bro. What is this, Guantanamo Bay?
You can be fed and watch it.
Yeah, but still, it just seems outlandish, bro. I'm not that lazy.
Okay, all right.
know?
I'll pop a 10 milligram just to hit
What
the
does Cialis
streets.
do?
Just makes you feel a little bit of fluff, you
No,
know?
but I mix up Cialis with like.
They're all the same.
Are they?
Yeah.
All the antidepressants?
Oh, no. I mean, this is an antidepressant
What does
for sure.
Cialis do?
Erection.
Really?
Makes you stout.
Okay. I thought that was Viagra. I
Gives you that
mixed this up.
friar tuck. You know what I'm saying,
Right.
bro?
Who?
That bow staff.
Please don't call me bruh.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Young lady.
Okay. Thank you. Very
Not little lady, though.
This is a land. I have a lot of rules.
No.
For someone this sleepy, I have a lot of rules.
And then after that, they had a comedy room near me. This gentleman had half a limb. And he was...
Which limb?
He was missing part of his leg, I think. Or he said he was. So he could have been faking it.
CGI or something?
I don't know what his name was. I mean, it was a CGI. It was a white dude.
Okay, yeah.
I could see you having a beautiful mullet, though. And
You
I
think-
think
you.
Yeah, I really could, man. And I think it's time, man. I think it really would inspire you to feel like a different person. And make these guys do them, dude. Make these whites in here grow them big.
Everyone, and even the
Feel
fucking
me?
gooks in here too, right?
Huh?
Yeah, some of the gooks
I don't know
are gonna
who
get
a
some
gook.
too.
I don't know who is a gook, but yeah.
Yeah.
No
That
idea.
came out smoothly, bro. Yeah, very good. It's like you've said that word before, bro.
I mean, I've said it. I just don't know who it's at. That's the problem, dude.
Yeah.
That's not even a problem. That's really the benefit, you know.
But I'll tell you why the mullet, bro, because my people. I don't know if you know my people, but I don't know who the
Stevie.
Yeah, my brother Steve. Yeah, and also a billion other people. Bro.
Oh, damn. Huh?
Yeah, that's a lot of people, bro. Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people sleeping in the airport when I'm there.
But before Bieber, some fool in China or whatever said, "This mushroom bull haircut, everybody gonna wear these, right?" And it was some sort of government law or something. So now everyone's got a bowl on their hand, click, 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 right? And they all look like ghetto fucking Beatles or whatever, right?
Where at?
In China, in Asia, wherever, bro. You never seen those haircuts? What? It's only when the K-pop stars started going crazy with the rooster hairs, dude, they tried to change it,
You should testify this in the impeachment hearings. This makes no sense. It would fit right in, bro.
On C-SPAN?
What do you think, babe? You think
you gotta
mullet,
go
right?
on C-SPAN, dude.
Yeah, I think either go mullet or just commit to your roots.
Yeah, do you look like Yoko No, bro? You gotta do something, dude.
Bro, I never call Yoko No, bro.
Bro, you gotta do a Last of the Mohicans spoof, dude. It's just you in the woods, bro, looking for something. I got a brother too, and he was hard to love. Now he's a little easier to love.
You guys fight?
No.
Oh, okay.
One of us hit the other one with a chair once when we were young.
Oh, really? What was that over?
I don't know. One of us was wearing a disguise, so I don't remember who was who.
Oh.
But it was violent. It was like one of the most violent things that ever happened to me.
Wait,
and it was a nice chair. It was an antique.
People were throwing rocks at us. There was this kid's. Well, there was this one kid definitely, and something was wrong with him. I mean, nothing's wrong with him by our standards. Something's not, God didn't put him down here at 100%. You know what I'm saying, if you will. And but him and some other kids were throwing.
Charged.
It might not have been rocks. It might have been shale stone, but it was still hard enough, dude. It's hard to when people are throwing rocks at you, dude. It's like the Middle East, you know.
Were you in a? Yeah.
It's like the Gaza Strip.
For a while when I was
I tried to commit suicide. I tried to OD on a bottle of Theragram M. You know those
What is
vitamins?
that? Those vitamins?
Yeah, I tried to OD on vitamins. When I
And
was
what'd you
8.
get? Just better?
I just fell asleep. Damn. What did you get? Better?
I'm just thinking like vitamins. It seemed like
I didn't have. They didn't have Oxycontin.
You ever crack that joke about the suit from Spencer's Gifts?
Mm-mm.
What?
Oh wait, I forgot about that.
What?
When my dad bought me that Beetlejuice suit for that funeral.
With the knife in the back.
Oh, dude, my dad had to get me. I didn't tell Nick this. My dad had to get me a suit for a funeral, and it was like around Halloween or something. And my mom was out of town, so he bought me like at a Rite Aid or something. Got me like a Beetlejuice like costume, right?
Like
So-
I remember this is the first time we've like really talked since I've seen you in a while.
Yeah, and we laughed about that in the parking lot.
I was dying.
Yeah.
Like, what's that spider in your pocket?
I remember leaning down at the coffin, and it had a knife in the back of the.
And the guy got murdered.
Yeah, and the guy. You were like risky moves.
I was dying.
Oh my God, I'm so glad. You
Yeah,
are a
you
great
got-
joke writer.
You gotta make that
Because you just, that was
you gotta
such
make
a.
that a bit.
I did it one time and people laughed, and I totally forgot
Why would you
about
forget? I love that fake burn holes in the.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It had a flower that squirted.
you raise your arms as cobwebs.
Yeah, one of the arms you raised, and it would play the themes from Adam's Family. Dun, 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 dun. I don't think we can top that. Dude, you look Guatemalan, bro. You coming in.
Yeah, boy.
How dark you going, dog? I know you're trying to get the
dark
black.
as it gets,
Bro,
man.
you're trying to get diversity on lock, bro.
I start firing all my minorities.
Yeah, dude. You
I got
started-
this covered, boys.
Yeah, you start wearing one of the Coming to America hats. I saw some guy in one of those today, dude.
Some people tell me I look like Ben Affleck. Some people tell me I look like Ben Stiller. There's a big difference.
You look like Ben Better. I know that.
Yeah, dude. So I
Sorry, Rob.
Yeah, dude.
You look like somebody who is in performance enhancing drugs to swim. That's what you look like, dude.
Dude, you look like Rhea Perlman.
Do I really?
You got Rhea Perlman hair.
She's talented.
She is talented. Bro, Cheers was a good show. Sometimes I feel like CVS is my Cheers because I'm always getting STDs.
Always, I wanted to talk about orgasmic meditation because I got into that for a while. I wanted to talk about some other things, but we're gonna have to do it at a different time because.
Do you
also,
know how to do OM?
I was in there.
You got in and
I was in. Yeah, I was in for like 6 months. Oh, dude, I got bit by a Bichon up in Topanga Canyon touching some lady. Yeah. And it was all sanctioned. This was sanctioned, by the commission or whatever. This was legal. Chris has a lot of money, bro.
He does.
Dude, I was somewhere with him, and I've said this before, where a table was uneven, and he took like $800 and folded it up and put it under the table to make it even. Just so he could enjoy his coffee. I think when a woman is 30, that you guys start to get that, that leaky faucet syndrome where they always want a plumber to be around. We're like, you know what I'm saying? The faucet's always asking for a plumber.
oh, my faucet is constantly a leaking.
I really feel like I grew up in the stray animal belt of Louisiana, and they don't really have this anymore because everybody has pets now. But they had a long time where there was just, I felt like thousands of strays running around. Like Joey Diaz, he got bit by animals. I got jumped by a bunch of cats on my birthday once, dude. I'm not even joking, dude. And one of them, I swear to God, some of them got me on the ground, and one of them came off a rooftop from next door. I swear to God, I still remember a couple of them were getting me and looking back and seeing one come from something in the air. And they had tons of stray animals where I was from. You had to infuse that in everything you did, wherever you went, or if you were going to bike or play ball.
I got jumped by a bunch of
Cats. And that'll make you feel like a little bitch, too. I mean, first of all, your dad's dying, and now there's cats.
I had because I would not date a single comic for the rest of my life. And, that's a fact.
Look, I could get a new job. I could easily open up a poke shop.
Poke.
I could sell poke, man. Easily.
Yep. Well, we did a bunch of mushrooms, and we didn't. I don't know. We weren't really in the race or anything. But at one point, we took over a table. Somebody had a table where they had all the cups of water, and we took it over right in the middle. And I'm just flying on mushrooms at this point, dude. I'm looking. The Lord's looking for me, and I'm looking for Him. We're gonna meet up that afternoon. But and people were running by in this race. It's tens of thousands of people in this race. And when they get close, someone would try to get the water, and we'd be like, "No, it's for Asian people only." So you had so many people, and they're running. They have to keep going. There's a huge flow of people. They can't argue or discuss it.
Right.
You'd be like, it's Asians only. And they're like, and they just keep on
passing out from dehydration a quarter mile down the road.
All these Irish people stacking up at the curb at the next turn, just boom, boom. And Asian people were just so happy,
Super
bro.
hydrated.
Oh, yeah, just flying, bro. It was just so bizarre, though.
Such a great choice.
Dude, we laughed for so long. We just sat there, and somebody had deserted their stand, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This
Got what, Gilbert?
Yep.
He's my sidekick. He's
Jason
our
Priestley,
guy.
huh? He's the Jason Priestley of Siam.
Can you see it a little bit?
Yeah.
The Jason Priestley of science.
Well, dude, look, bro. And the baptism, dude, I freaking still remember, dude. I remember taking a couple extra sips when I was under that water, bro.
You were
know what I'm
guzzling.
saying? Oh, yeah, dude, I'm staying down there.
Oh, wow. Bobby met this girl probably online, because he doesn't go out and do anything. So that's the only reason I thought that.
Mm-hmm.
I thought either that he must have met her online, or he got like I don't want to say like a Postmates or something, but he got a Postmates and you showed up. He got hella lucky off a burrito. Like, that's what I was thinking. And
Whenever I see groups of black African American, what do you call it? Black?
I say black friends are urban gentlemen.
Yeah, urban.
Or the first 48. That's what I say as well.
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
I was like, okay. I thought you were going to put me in a headlock. You making me bath salts.
Bath salts are... People die from them, though, huh?
Yeah. Well, we're going to do the right thing with the bath salts.
Okay, I'm just saying because...
Yeah, maybe she's trying to get rid of me.
Yeah, if somebody rolls up... Yeah.
I never thought about it. I'm going to call her.
Yeah, man, that's swimmer's myth, they call it.
That's it.
That's
That's some hardcore stuff.
It was just... But I remember at certain areas, they just had so many bees. They're like I want to say tens of thousands of bees.
Yeah.
And
But you guys were events canceled because of bees.
Oh, I would say events. I would say kickball games ended early. I would say lunches ended early.
No way.
One kid, a bee went up his nose, and and that
That's
was
not
horrible. And they had to get this was before that. I think they had the EpiPens or whatever.
Oh, so this kid was allergic too?
Yeah, or I don't know if he was allergic, but he was one of those kids who their skin was real clear looking. You know.
Yeah. Yep.
Like one of those kind of premature baby kind of.
Translucent,
Yeah,
yeah,
that
like-
trans kid. Or lucent kid. I don't know what they
Yeah,
call
I think
them.
they're called lucents.
Yeah, one of those lucents, dude. So they got,
For my mom, she would get mad that my dad wouldn't spank us. Of course, he's 76 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't really have the physical acumen to be out there swinging paddles. So she would make him chase us around the house, right? Which is so easy to get away from a 76-year-old. Alarmingly easy. So what we would do is we would go under the bed, and then my dad would like get a belt, and he would like get down to the floor. It would take him 30 seconds to get down onto the floor, right? We'd be under the bed, like screaming like we were scared, but dying laughing. And then he would like stroll the belt under the bed, like try to swing it at us. And we would scream as if we'd been hit, even though we had not. We were literally covering our mouths, like just with laughter, you know? We had to pretend like we were getting spanked. So my mom in the next room would be like, "Oh, they're getting spanked," and then she would cut him some slack, you know.
close. Dude, I used to have those buzzer underwear, bro. They put these underwear on you. When the urine would hit them, a buzzer would go off,
Oh
right?
my god.
I'm not joking. Look them up online. This ain't no joke, bro. So I went to my grandparents. My mother didn't tell them that I had these, right?
I'm really hoping these are a real thing and not just a torture device your parents put on you.
Not at all,
that they
bro.
made by themselves.
This doctor gave them to us, dude. This dude was a bona
Literally
fide.
Google.
This dude was a bona fide doctor. So we went there. I got the electric pants on, dude. You know.
Wait, what should I Google?
I'm getting my rest. Probably, buzzer underwear for urinators. I would Google buzzer underwear for urinators. So then, but they didn't tell my grandfather, right? So they had a small house, bro, a little bitty house. So my fucking is just like he wakes up middle of the night, dude. I'm fucking.
You're on fire.
I'm not on fire, but I'm buzzing hard, bro. Because I'd had apple juice, man, and I pissed big on apple juice, dude. I fucking spray out on the AJ. So I'm in there just buzzing, dude. And I didn't know.
God.
And he came in.
They
he
still
didn't,
got him?
Yeah.
Give me a pen.
Would you rather be blind or dickless, dude? These days, probably dickless, I think. I had a blind kid in my